Craig here on the third floor. With me today, we've got Jesse Watson and Patrick Healy, and we're talking Guild. Quick disclaimer, when filming this, it was in the open beta, so some of the details may change. Enjoy. Let's take a look at Perdita Ortega. So I choose Perdita as my leader. What is she doing for me on the table?
She is going to reach out and remove a model.
Okay.
She's going to reach out and touch you.
Yeah.
Bad touch.
So ranged threat.
Yes, she is very much a ranged threat.
What is she beyond that? So
She has a lovely toolbox of abilities.
Okay.
Because in addition to the ranged threat, which, it's going to get a lot of focus, you're going to bring her because you want to blow some things up at 12 inches away. Mm-hmm. But she also has finger on the trigger.
Okay.
Which puts out this large field that if anybody declares a charge within it, she gets to shoot you. And if she does, that right there, yay. But if she does more than minimum damage, you don't get your melee attack off your charge.
How so?
So that's built into the ability.
No kidding. So
you cannot take an attack severe. You cannot take an attack.
But the charge still happens.
Interesting.
So you have some poor fellow that just had the sword shot out of his hand, complete his charge, and is now standing,
looking at Francisco.
Right. So that's
also to point out, she can reach out 20 inches and remove a scheme marker.
Wow. Okay.
20 inches.
Yeah. That's big. So
if she's in the center of the table, that's most of the board.
So Killy, a little bit of anti-scheming. It looks like she can offer some protections against some melee threats. That's good.
And I have to mention Analyze Weakness.
Tell me about it.
It's not a terribly common ability, but it is clutch. And I think everybody needs to figure out where Analyze Weakness is in their faction and make sure they have access to it. Analyze Weakness puts a not condition, but a status of some sort on a model, such that all models targeting it ignore 2 points of armor and 2 points of shielding until end of turn.
Yes.
So a lot of times you're not going to use that, but if somebody comes at you with a Jan Lo, with a Hoffman, with the Von Schill crew,
Freikorps,
that will make the difference between whether or not they're unkillable or weak.
Got it.
And so for that, she's one of my top picks for a second master. If I've declared somebody else and then somebody declares one of these super tanky crews, here comes my Perdita.
Interesting. So she, not only bringing her in, not as the leader, but as a counter pick, depending on what's been brought up by the opponent. Very nice.
She's very efficient on her own.
Yeah.
She's not really doesn't require any support from the crews. She's not even bad if they don't have a lot of scheme runners. She can sit on a bit of the side of a table, and when she makes an attack against a model that has full health, she gets plus the damage flips on.
Yeah. Interesting.
So a 4 health scheme runner, she can shoot it, basically guarantee, she's stat 7.
Right.
So guarantee she's on an even flip, a moderate damage, she just removes the scheme marker the scheme runner from 12 inches away.
Interesting.
One shot. As well as the faction, the theme ability, Bravado, giving her and all of her other friendly models easy access to focus. She has yet more plus flips on damage.
Wow. Okay.
So what Bravado does is anytime they take the concentrate action, not only do they gain focus, but they push 4 inches.
Interesting.
So you get movement and focus.
Get some, and it becomes a multiplier, right? So you're getting two benefits out of just one basic action. All right, well, that's Perdita. Let's talk about family. So that's the keyword with Perdita. What does a family crew look like?
It's going to be fairly elite. I don't think you're going to be running a large number of models. It's going to be versatile. So you're going to have some very good range presence, but you will have some models that can mix it up in melee as well.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. And if I'm looking at let's say someone's bringing family against me, what am I expecting to see?
It's going to be conceptually pretty straightforward. You're going to have models like Santiago and Francisco that are in there to mix it up, do damage at their different ranges.
Okay.
Santiago does a lot of sort of tanking support roles. He can hand out focus and things like that. Francisco wants to go and mix it up melee. Mm-hmm. So whoever you send to engage Perdita so she stops shooting your team, Francisco's going to then engage that fella and get Perdita out of the fight.
Got it. So Bravado, we mentioned it a little bit with Perdita. It looks like it's spread across the board with this group, which obviously adds to the mobility. What are some other things that are thematically common that you see in a family crew?
So most of the named family models, as well as the Monster Hunter minions, have a trigger. It's not built in, which is a problem, but it's on a tome. It's a gain a pass token.
Okay.
Which is basically another shot at getting a 1/2/2 damage reduction flip on your models.
With the toughest nails.
Yes.
That makes sense. Okay, good. And being an elite crew, I would imagine early game, you probably are getting the pass tokens the natural way.
Sure.
But having those triggers might help you, mid-game, late game, where maybe you've killed everybody and you no longer are being outnumbered.
And it also presents an interesting quandary with the Perdita crew, because while the pass tokens are great for reducing damage, hopefully you're at range not taking it, and Perdita really wants to go first. Yeah. That initiative bonus in those pass tokens is amazing. If I can activate first, reach out, remove something at the beginning of the turn.
Before it activates.
Yes. Yeah. And I honestly just don't think it's a strong mechanic right now for them to depend upon fast tokens, because there's just so many other factors involved there. And even if we say an elite list, what are we talking? 6 models, and your opponent might bring 8. So we might be talking 2 pass tokens, and that's going to vary rather quickly. And though, yes, we have the triggers to generate it, A, we're not getting other triggers like Critical Strike, and B, Guild has the least control over what suit they get of any other factor. It's just not baked in. Mm-hmm. And so you're really looking to go, do I have the card I need?
Gotcha.
And Heroic Intervention on Perdita will help you get cards, but you don't have that control.
Yes.
And I would imagine, too, bringing an elite crew, you may want to use those pass tokens for what they're meant for, which is not reducing damage.
Exactly.
To not get out activated.
Right.
Got it. So is there any strats or schemes where you go, I see this pool, and I need to bring the family?
I would look at Perdita right now. Anything that I think there's going to be a model in a corner dropping a ski marker. Once again, she's a great secondary master. Mm-hmm. Because you can hire her in. I know you're running to a corner. I'm running to side drop ski markers. Perdita can basically stand in the middle of the table and just remove those.
Interesting.
And I will spend pass tokens at the end of the game to make sure she goes last. Just reach out, take those ski markers away.
So, okay, that's interesting. So you made a case for why she should activate first, but that's not a case for her
the last round of the game, if you've got ski markers down, I will do everything in my power to make Perdita go last, and she will just eat your ski
Shoot
markers.
them right off, and no score for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. The Dita counterplay is strong for some of those long-range things.
I was going to ask, what is the family afraid of?
Shockwaves.
Oh, okay. Why is that?
I think shockwaves. You're not going to be. I don't think you're. Yeah, exactly. But I don't think you're going to be that far away from each other. You kind of need your cards for stuff. Like I said, you need your triggers on a lot of things. You want crit strike. You might want the pass tokens. There's a few other triggers that come in useful as well in there. So it's just draining your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they're not going to bubble like, say, a Hoffman crew will. Right. But they will stay fairly close to each other. You want to get some of the abilities that trigger off each other, etc. So
great.
I think they would worry. I mean, it's sort of strange to say they'd worry about a team like themselves, but another strong offense team, it would become who can win the war of attrition, and that's going to go rough on them.
So let's talk a little bit then about defensive abilities. Are they as the family squishy, or do they have some things that help them defensively?
Perdita is squishy.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
She's 6'6" with bravado and soulstones. That's kind of it.
Okay.
So her biggest defense is a good offense, like another offensive crew. What's going to kill me? Early turn, I have pass tokens and activation, and controls like that. I'm going to reach out and kill it before it can kill me.
Mm-hmm. So another thing about pass tokens then is, I would imagine she wants to save them for initiative.
Oh yes,
yeah.
But then I using those to prevent damage. They're using to get initiative first. It's a weird quandary.
Yeah. Any versatile models, non-family models out in Guild there that she likes?
Effigy.
Brutal Effigy.
Shout out to the Effigy.
Yep.
Yeah. And
healing her up.
Okay. Gotcha.
This is also a good time to bring in the Guild Steward representative. Yes. It's been undergoing a name change.
Yes.
But that's a model who can strip conditions, who can heal, and has 2 sources of handing out focus. Mm-hmm. So he can make sure that your Perdita, your Francisco is just maximum efficiency going forward. And for only 6 stones, while he's lacking in defensives, he's scary to kill. Because if you blow him up, the model that kills him is going to take a 4/6/8.
4/6/8. 4/6/8.
So there's that.
And I think that's cheatable too.
That may be. So there's that mental edge to it, where your opponent is going to be afraid to kill him, even though honestly you should probably just kill him.
Yeah.
Just choose who can take the hit.
Interesting. All right. Well, that's Perdita and the family.